Yo, we got very close to testing the top of that trend line. Uncle talked about it. We recaptured the 50 daily moving average. There was a big possibility that we could go test it. Now, we didn't quite test it. I was aiming for that 519 level. We got very close to the 518.57. Didn't quite hit the target, but got very close. Did the Bears defend it? Did they do what they have to do so far today? They did. But remember, guys, the price action is ever changing. We got to be ready to react every single day. For us to get bearish, we got to break down support. I have a fib level at 516.3 ish. Okay. We got to a low around 516.4 ish. So there was some buying pressure around that area. We cleared it yesterday, so we did not get a false breakout just yet. All right, we got to watch out for a potential evening star pattern because for us to trust the selling pressure that we got from this zone, we need to see it break down support. That's how you know the rejection is strong, when it's strong enough to break down support. So if we break down 516.3, that's the fib level. 516.3, get bearish, okay? It's played level to level, of course. I would put 514.4 ish in play, and below that 50 daily moving average would be a target. It's sloping up to 512 right now, guys. All right, so remember, if it's truly a strong rejection and the plan is to fill out the rest of this candle to the downside, it's got to break down support, guys. All right, and definitely below the 50 daily moving average, I would be bearish, favoring another test of the support of this triangle pattern. Okay, now if we consolidate a little bit, if the Bulls defend the 50 or support at 514.4ish, there's a chance, that it's a healthy pullback and the market is setting up for a breakout. And if we break above this trend line sloping down, and I also have a fib level of 518.3ish, if it clears, there's a big chance, guys, that the bottom is in, and April 19th was actually a higher low for a much bigger uptrend here. Okay, guys? If we break out this triangle, that's bullish. Big possibility we get to all-time high or new all-time highs, all right? Remember the levels and setup, guys, and remember the principles of trading unbiasedly. Following the setup. We trade based on the setups, not based on the news, not based on our feelings, based on the setups. And to trade based on the setups is to trade with logic, with the charts. Okay? You guys remember the setup? Breakdown of 516.3 and 514.4. Bearish. Putting the 50 in play. And if we break down the 50 daily moving average, we're likely filling the triangle to the downside, which could push SPY all the way down to 504-ish. All right? We could consolidate and break out of the triangle. 514.4 and a 50 daily moving average would have to hold the lowest. And if they do hold, there's a big chance SPY is setting up for a breakout to all-time highs or new all-time highs. All right? Here is QQQ showing us a potential evening star pattern. But the evening star pattern is 3 candles. Okay, we got the first 2. It's not guaranteed we'll get that third one. So if we don't get that third one, resistance at 441.5 must clear. I got a downtrend line here sloping down to 442.3. But if those 2 levels clear, it's a possibility that the bottom is in and we could head up to much higher levels, up to 448 and 449.3 plus. All right? To be bearish, I would like to see QQQ take out today's low. Today's low is around 439.5. If that breaks down, 438, 436.5, 434 or lower would be a target. Get bearish below 439.5, guys. Get bullish above 441.5. Anything in between is chop. NVDA closed much lower than it did yesterday, losing at 906 level. It didn't lose a 9046 level in intraday, but it's gapping below it. So if we break down 900, big possibility we drop all the way to the 890 to the 888 zone. And below that, I'll definitely be bear bias. Could be a waterfall incoming. Waterfall. To stop the onslaught, it would have to recapture 904.6 and 906. and above that 910 and 913. If those levels recapture, we could retest the fib level at 917 again, and it's very likely we head much higher this time if we clear 917 all the way up to 922 and 926. All right, here is Tesla, big selling pressure, very nice. Next fib level is at 176. If 176 fail, you want to look to short. Okay, the RSI is loaded. It's not oversold, so there's energy for the price to go down. But it'll need to break down 176. To trust the bounce, it got to recapture some lost levels. 178 and 180 are those levels, with 181 and 183 above. And the next fib level above is 184.6. Bottom is possibly in if those levels, all those levels, can recapture. All right, IWM getting a little bit of selling pressure around that 206 level. If the To take it serious, it's going to have to break down 204.3 and 202.2. If it does, 200 or lower is in play. Remember, we trust the rejection from resistance when it can break down a support. All right? Now, if we clear 206 tomorrow, then 207.2, 209, and 211.8 would be all in play. Watch for the setups. Here is Apple lingering around up there, building an island. It's going to need a gap down or a breakdown, especially of 181.7 and 179. If those levels fail, definitely bearish at 176.4 or lower in play. For me to trust the bounce, it needs to show some buying pressure. And it needs to clear 183.7 and 185. If it does, finally, 186.5 or higher could be in play. AMD, not going much of anywhere right now. Not going much of anywhere right now. It is sloping down a little bit. Got a little sloping. It's only 2 touches, so we'll see how that reacts, right? There is support at 151.5, okay? If that level failed, big possibility we go drop to 148 and 146.5. That'll be a nice move to the downside. And if this is a lower low, could possibly go retest the previous low around 140-ish or give us that lower low to 137. I need to see it break above 157 to put 160 and 162 in play. I think above 162, I'd definitely be bull bias. Google getting more upside, but it's running into a resistant level at 173.7-ish. Came a little shy of testing it, though, but it's gapping down a bit around 172.5 in the aftermarket. Support is at 171 and 169.8. If those levels fail, it's pullback time to 167, 164.2, and 160.7 in play, guys. If we base above that 169.8 level, in some way, somehow, we break above 173.7, that will be bullish at 177 and 178.8 in play, y'all. Here is Microsoft getting some selling pressure there. That a dark cloud candle? Not quite, not quite. It did close around that 409 level, which is the 50% fib level. If that breaks down, guys, bearish with fall 6.2, fall 2.7, and 400 in play. Possibly down to 397. Trust the bounce only. If we recapture lost levels, right? 411.8 is that level with 414 and 415.7 in play. Those levels recapture. Bounce time back to the upside. Here is Meta. This level was recaptured, the 38.2 level. Recaptured 458.89 yesterday. Didn't break it down today. And that's the level that needs to break down. But we're getting a nice gap up here. Yeah. Got some news that recently came out. They're selling some shares. Get a nice gap up here. It's around 469 now. It closed at 468.24. A little bit of a gap up. 471 and 472.7 are the next resistant level. If those levels clear, big possibility we head up higher, possibly all the way up to 480 and 486 zone. This Meta is it's a pretty volatile stock. Okay, I got support here at 466. If that level fails, big possibility we drop down to 463, 461.3. 459 or lower. Okay, we do got a gap around 452. That would be a nice drop to the downside. All right, watch the levels. Add the levels to your charts. Amazon is retesting that multi-month trend line. Didn't quite recapture it, but it is testing it as resistant. Bears not quite letting them get above, which would be a bad thing for them. But they need to show follow through, okay? A breakdown of 186.8 should trigger puts, putting 184.6 or lower in play. Remember, if we recapture that trend line, which is around, it's sloping up. It's around 190.5-ish now. We recapture that. Ooh, it's going to get to new all-time highs. BA, some nice profit taken so far. I got a support at 176.5. It's trying to gap below it. 174.7 and 173 are next support. If those levels fail, holy moly, it's going to get a lot more nasty for BA. For Boeing Company, all right, to get a bounce going, it needs to clear 178.3, 180, and 181.5. Those are that's definitely a fib level, 181.5. If it clears 183, 184.6 or higher, would definitely be in play. All right, and here is Bitcoin. Not looking like it's getting much momentum. Look like it wants to drop lower. If that 61.7K level is lost, is based on the triangle pattern of the yellow one, it could get nasty, dropping all the way back down to 58.7K. Let's see what happens, all right? I need to see it bounce up and clear 63.8K and 65.7K to get bullish, all right? Now, here are the dark pool, 517.2-ish, 29. All right, 1.7 billion. That's where about 62% of activity came in. The rest was at 516.59 and 517.19. All right, here is the SPY. There we go. 100K premiums or above, and it is bearish. Will Triple Q agree? Bearish for Triple Q. IWM is, there we go. It's bearish. NVDA is bullish though. It's bullish. Tesla's bullish. Apple bullish. Will Cheddar Flow come through this time? Come on, Cheddar Flow. Amazon. Oh, it's bullish. I'm about to go get some ice cream after this. Goog, it's bullish. Did I get Meta? Bullish. Microsoft is bullish. Did I get AMD? Bullish. Did I get Amazon? But I think we're going to make it. All right, BA. It's bearish. BA is bearish. Let's see. Beto. Nothing for Beto. What do I use to check? Mara. Mara's bullish and his coin. What's going on, coin? Coin's bullish. Guys, we made it. Cheddar Flow came through for us. Yes. Hey, I always believe in Cheddar Flow. I never leave him.